This week's parsha is Vayera. Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Push yourself, get out there. And sometimes it's harder in the winter. The days are getting a scotch longer. It's going to warm up this weekend, and I know you can do all these mitzvot. And I can't thank the people on this phone call, Zoom call, so much because you really take it the extra mile and make everything we do show up, be there, and I thank you.
Thank
And now we're
you.
recording.
Thanks, Vanessa. All right, we're gonna move right into the reports. The first one is changes to our Tikkun Olam Shabbat schedule. Vanessa, you want to talk about that one?
Sure. I mean,
And
the
Sharon.
clergy told me that they would like to move to um Tikkun Olam having the third Friday um 4 times during the year. The fifth time, as I said, a freebie because it's the Cancer Shabbat, which is Nishta here, Nishta there. Oh, Rabbi's here, and we don't go over the summer. So, we're talking about just a few months. I think we need to look at the calendar and see who's coming. We can have as many collections as you want. Although, again, I would caution you one collection a month because it's just too confusing for our people. And frankly, one collection is really more than they can and some months are already spoken for. We have cereal between Pesach and Shavuot. We do stuff for the Deerfield Free Store. We do a school supply collection. So there we have some things built into our calendar, and that gives us room to look for more.
Thank you. I'm gonna skip to item F, which goes along with this, which is the upcoming speakers and collections that we do have.
Right.
So Sharon, do you want to say
Yes.
what we still have planned?
Right. So we're going to finish out what we have planned for the year and just not add more. So we had a wonderful presentation. If you weren't here last Friday night, Jesse Eilert from Vosel spoke. And I don't know, I only know so many people, like we couldn't even get her out when it was over. People were talking to her. They provide early childhood education to for children, their parents, and their schools in Chicago. So that went well. Our next one, we have a topic. I don't know that it's all firm yet, but it's February is Jewish Disability Month. And we're hoping to have something on that topic. But our collection is going to be for the one we've done the last 2 years in March, Lake County Children's Advocacy Center. We collect stuffed animals for them. I'm confirming with them that they still want it, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't. So that'll be February. March is
Sharon, for
yes.
February, Andrea Jacobs from Jewish Children and Family Services getting back to me. They want to find the exact right speaker for us. I told them we had somebody from Keshet last year. We'd like something different. So I feel strong. I feel that they'll get us somebody good.
Okay, thank you for arranging that for the group. March is going to be Deerfield Free Store. Linda has already confirmed the speaker. She's one of the leads there, and they will let us know what they would like us to collect for them in March. April will be is Earth Month, and we'll work with the Green Group to find something appropriate. And then May, and then that'll be end of it for this year. May is confirmation on our Tikkun Olam Shabbat, and we are not going to have speakers over the summer. And then we'll work with the office to find 4 good nights for next year and what the topics will be. You know, it's going to be
I can help you with that. We have a calendar meeting and I'll make sure to get 4 on the calendar.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like last year we skipped September because of the holidays and
Exactly.
Mhm.
different, it usually works itself out, but it will be a decrease in the programming we've done, but we'll work it all out.
Can I say a word about that?
Yeah,
You guys, so first of all, it is less outside speakers, but as I think a lot of you know, a lot of my sermons and a fair number of Rabbi Evans are Tikkun Olam related. So we're always interested in, topics that people are interested in. So if there's something that, some of this is coming from the fact that we're hearing from people that they want to hear us. Sort of a surprise to me, but people who don't come every week don't hear us, and then they come one time and it's a guest speaker, and then they complain that they didn't hear us. So that some of it, but I also want to encourage you guys to think about sort of just because there isn't a speaker at the service doesn't mean there can't be at we do these Shabbat schmoozes now sometimes 45 minutes before the service. If there's an action that people can take, a postcard they can write, a QR code they can go to, or some thing that needs to be done, right? Making sandwiches if we ever find a place that we can do that for, right? That sort of thing. We can do that sort of outside of the service hour, right? And so I want to encourage you to sort of expand the palette, I guess, of what this means. Um, and it also worked really well to have the speaker talk to me before she prepared her remarks for this past month. So I mean, that's probably less of an issue with JCFS, although it would still be great if they get us a name and that person can be in touch with me, and then we can, because we have a better sense of what's going on in our calendar, and we can say, oh, you're coming right before this. So with Vosel was that you're coming on the night of, Martin Luther King Day weekend. How can you put those things together, right? So I'd really love to talk to whoever the speakers are and help them craft their message a little more. So.
Also, Sunday mornings, I'm full for this year, but starting next year, we could have sometimes I think some of these groups have more than the 5 minutes for Friday night, but not quite an hour. So if we could have some panels, which people seem to like, and if you have any ideas for that, I'm totally, completely open to it. And would want to. Andy and I have talked about it for a long time with the green panel and so on and so forth. So I think there's always a workaround, as I like to say.
Right. And we're trying a Havdalah, right? So
Oh
a
yeah,
Tikkun Olam
Mitzvah Dala.
Havdalah.
Yeah, that's
So
under new business.
yeah, so I'm just
Yep.
saying,
Yep.
so it's sort of expanding the palette. So don't think of it as doing less. It's there's going to be a lot to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Lake County United. Maida.
Okay. Sunday, I want to thank Rabbi Ike and Sophia and Sharon, and Marilyn's not on, but Marilyn was there too. Came to the Lake County United internal assembly. With it involved some listening and the opportunity to not only talk to each other, but talk to people we might not know and who we might not otherwise have had an opportunity to talk with. These are people from, I believe there were about 15, I didn't count them up, I think there were about 15 different congregations there, from everything from us and the Muslims to the Catholics and various Christian denominations, and people from all over the county. I heard from, afterwards, I heard from the several people who were on the committee, how much they enjoyed meeting some of you. So some of you may end up getting a phone call or an email asking you for a one-on-one. And don't be surprised if that happens. But I think the whole point was we got an idea of where we have synergies, and we also saw how well these listening sessions can work. Not that we haven't done them before, but it was just sort of underlying that they did. So thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank
It
you.
sounds like
Oh,
their
there-
top issues are going to be housing and immigration issues, right? Does that sound right, Maida?
those were the real most popular ones. Housing we've been working on for,
Yeah.
you know, for years. I mean, we do have two housing developments that we were instrumental in getting, one in Grays Lake and one in Mundelein, that Lake County United was instrumental in getting going and getting built. And we're hoping for one in Waukegan and one in Libertyville. Affordable housing, that's what that is. There will be another assembly in March to which you can invite anybody in the congregation you want to invite, who you think would be interested. I don't have a date yet, but we will.
Any questions? Okay, and we will move on to the Soup Kitchen and Green Group, Andy. And Andy, you're on mute. Andy, you're on mute. There you go.
I'm trying to not make noise. The soup kitchen, we have all the volunteers we need.
Great.
I actually had to tell someone that they couldn't do it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I felt badly about it, but I was away and some came in at the same time, and anyway, that's just what it was. I take them in order of how they have volunteered. Hopefully, and I gave the next date, so maybe that'll work out. And the Green Group hasn't had a meeting we're going to meet next week because there was a conflict tomorrow. So all of the things like a nature walk and a make less mess dinner, we don't have dates for. We will hopefully do that next week. And I tried to follow up on everything that I was supposed to yesterday. I wanted to do everything, put out some good stuff. And I'm trying to get a hold of Faith in Place to see if we could have an eco ambassador information session somehow soon, so that we may get some young people interested in that program. And I don't know what else. They have a program called Thriving Faith Congregations, and I don't really know if that's appropriate. I tried to get some information on that. I went to a meeting, but we may be past that level. But I think maybe Faith in Place would be a good people to have do a program. I think that's really all that I can tell you until I'll send out the notes when I get some dates and we get organized.
Great, thank you. All right, Deerfield Free Store, Linda.
Thank you. We're busy. As you might imagine, we have a steady flow of shoppers. We are continuing to try and expand the tent and have more people volunteer with us. Macomb's done really a yeoman's job of stepping up on the third Sunday of the month. Other congregations have not been as fortunate, and they're asking us to kind of pick up the slack. So if you happen to be free on the first Sunday of the month and there's a slot open, feel free to sign up for it. We'd be very happy to have you. We had a meeting last week with Rabbi Ike and the other religious leaders, RLU, Religious Leaders Union, and talked a little bit about how they could become involved with us, either through their own congregation or as a group themselves. One of the questions that came up is moving things. If somebody has a truck that we could work with, we'd be really excited to do that, even if it's just once a month. Because many of the things that we could bring in, we don't have a way to get them. So that's an issue. The other thing that's going on right now is, as you might imagine, everybody is aware of know your rights in multiple languages now, as well as something as simple as if somebody comes to the door and says they want to come in. This is what a warrant looks like. This is what a signed warrant looks like. You only talk to a signed warrant and then you're done. I mean, it's very strategic. It's very deliberate. I'm not talking politics. I'm just saying what GFC is doing in response to what's going on. Questions? Okay. Thank you.
I'm just wondering if we should have copies of that, because I think, first of all, everybody on this call knows knows somebody who might be either undocumented or not know enough if somebody should come to the door. And I think this is a real a real situation that could happen in the next couple weeks. And whether it's in the city of Chicago or, perhaps out here, we've definitely been targeted. Is there anything we can pass around, Linda?
So
I-
ICER is the place to go for
Okay.
that. So on their website, they have connections to all that stuff in different languages. So ICIRR.org, I think.
Yeah, they put out an alert today with that
Yeah.
to get to if you have an issue.
And they're also building a rapid response network through ICER, so that, so as soon as I get better information about that, I'll make sure you guys have it and we can see who wants to volunteer.
Yeah.
Part of that.
So you should go to U.S. Immigration and Customs. That's where you should go.
But not ICE,
Yeah.
ICER, ISIRR, Interfaith Coalition.
ISIRR. That makes
IC.
Oh, yeah.
Did ICIRR, right?
I see.
Oh, no, that's
It's
not it.
I'm gonna put the link in. I've
Thank
just
you.
got it.
Yeah.
I
It's
can't find it.
ICIRR, Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights.
Right.
I think the material that we worked with initially came from North Shore Legal Aid.
Yeah,
They
I
do
know,
it too, right?
yeah,
They
North Shore
also-
Legal Aid helps a lot of the families from, affected in Highland Park and Highwood.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else on that? Lynn, what, want to discuss the Women's Hanukkah collection for a safe place?
Just a quick update. The women of Macomb had a lovely Hanukkah party, and they reached out because they wanted to do a collection which would benefit women. And they decided on a safe place. And so I reached out to them and found out what their wish list was. And we had people bring in items off their wish list. And because of the holidays and various scheduling, I didn't get it all delivered until just this week, because you need to make an appointment. You can't just show up. They have pretty strict security. But anyway, that's all been delivered and it was very lovely and they were very appreciative, and that went very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was just thinking it's not on the agenda because it seems like forever ago, but do we ever discuss the toy drive? I know that if anybody's interested, we had a successful toy drive for JCFS. I know that was in December. I don't think we had a meeting in December, so I don't know if we ever discussed it. But thank you to everybody who participated, and we have a lot of learned things for next year
Oh, hell yes.
on how to make it even better.
We will adapt our processes a teeny
Right.
bit. It was a
It's
learning
not-
experience.
It's just
Very-
more organized, because like you have 10 packages, but you need 15 and you have no idea who the 5 are that you have to contact. So we realize now that because if we had just reminded people, and in the end, we bought some extra things and then they came in 2 big cars to get everything. Then I took the remnants down the next day, and I think they were very happy. And I don't know how they do it because there was hundreds of presents there, hundreds,
Mhm.
so I'm just glad I don't have to do that.
Yeah. So we have a new project then for next year,
Yes,
or
a
similar.
new way to do it.
New way, new way to, we've learned. Great. Any questions on any of the reports, old business, before we move on to the new business? Yes, Linda. And you're on mute. Okay.
And I neglected to mention when I had my opportunity to do the
Mhm.
report that the funds raised during the interfaith service, Rabbi Ike directed to, I assume Rabbi, you were the person who did this. Those monies went to.
The Religious Leaders United decided that the free store was the place that they wanted that to go to ahead of time. I just did the mechanics of it, and
Well, thank you.
I misstated it a little because $1,150 came in cash and then $75 in checks. So it was $1,225 that was donated to the free store from the Interfaith Thanksgiving service.
Well, thank you very much.
Mm.
I appreciate it as just a store. Thank you.
Great. On to new business then. I know we talked about the collections already. Do we have what do we say for February? Is it a stuffed animal? Collection in February? Is that what we said?
That's what we said.
Sorry, yes, it's for well, Joanne did this, coordinated last year. I just haven't talked to her about, this would be the 3rd year. It's for Lake County Children's Advocacy Center. They work with children who are going through the court system in some capacity. And so it's the not Carrie Bradshaw, their executive director spoke the first time we did this, came and spoke with us. And now we're just doing, but it's been very successful because the religious school students also get bring a lot of stuffed animals, and they're I don't know if you want to say anything, Joanne. They're very appreciative.
All I did last year was deliver it. Everybody was so generous in donating. And when I delivered it, she was just thrilled.
Yeah, they they provide a safe environment for these children who are going through, stressful times in their life. So, and it's all of Lake County. They work with the state's attorney department to identify these students.
Okay.
Definitely a worthy cause. And March, you're going to do the free store. I mean, socks, right? What else, Linda? I mean, the things that are constant needs, right? That's want to do.
New underwear.
Yeah.
That's it. And I will get back to you all on whether we want men's or women's or kids or whatever. But we can only give away brand new underwear. So that's always
I think
And
all,
mostly
ticket item.
small sizes, right?
Right.
I think
Right.
adult children, men's and women's, all 3, and they're in desperate need of furniture right now.
A little light.
That would be hard to bring to the temple.
Yeah,
and
right.
move it.
That's why you need the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else regarding that? All right, I'm gonna.
And then April will be cereal.
For Passover.
I don't think because well, right, it doesn't start. I think we have that targeted for May, or it'll be then
it
April,
starts-
May. We
yeah.
might do something because it won't start
It's
till
till the Well, it
Nine-
starts like the
the
12th.
Well, we can work it out.
Yeah, right, you
Where
can work it out.
cereal is on the docket. There might be something,
Yeah,
related to Earth Month or something. I don't know.
right.
New Earth,
Earth Month, we want to get rid of stuff, not collect stuff.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
They're not taking any more, what did you say? They're not taking any more used clothes or new clothes?
Sorry, that was an Andy question, and I don't know, Linda and Joanne can speak to
okay.
that, but I saw something online today that they were very successful in their request for winter clothing for children, and they don't want any more right now. Did you see that,
Wow.
Linda?
I had not seen that. Thank
Okay.
you.
I will double check, but
Goes to Maida and the Mother's Trust.
Okay, all right, I am moving on to Mitzdala event. I know that this was something that was brought up either last meeting or the meeting before about us, and to kind of go back to since we won't be having as many Tikkun Olam Shabbats, we decided, I thought it would be, a fun idea to have a Havdalah / mitzvah night. So we have a date, which is April 19th, which is also the last day of Passover, or it ends,
Yeah.
Passover, and then that morning, and then
Yep. It's Yisker that morning and then,
okay,
So in the reform calendar, we can eat bread again by that evening. So
by that evening, okay, that's,
so refreshments can be served.
okay, perfect. So I'm looking for, I wanted to get a committee kind of together to help plan this. I have two people who, said that they would help me. If anybody else wants to jump in and help plan, that would be great. Basically, the idea is I would like to reach out to an organization, the two that I had in mind, but again, it's open, is Fill a Heart for Kids or Gratitude Generation, and have them help us with a mitzvah project. We would also do a Havdalah event. And then because we're thinking, because it's the end of Passover, there's, and I'm gonna explain this up, but there's a tradition more in the, I guess, Moroccan and Mizrahi Jews called Mamuna, where they have different foods to celebrate the end of Passover, and it's mostly sweets and other things. So we are looking into doing something like a Mamuna type Havdalah / mitzvah thing. Again, it's not till April 19th, so we are still, thank you.
I think I said this last time we had a smaller meeting, but different people have different things on their bucket list, Machu Picchu, I don't know, blah, blah. Mimuna is on my bucket list. I love sweets, and it just looks, and they get all dressed up, and
so we were thinking of doing something like that. I know that there's an article on URJ, I think, that I saw all about it too. So, so that's the update. Yes, Alice.
So, Gratitude Generation has spoken to the 6th graders in Love Learning for the 2 past years. Last year was adult leaders, and there was 1 student. And then this year we had 2 high school students who are leaders. So I just want to say that we have a relationship with Gratitude Generation, and I don't know.
Great. Yeah. And so exactly, that's what I was between those two because I know that they do mitzvah, they help with, planning mitzvahs for a large group of people. We want this to be all ages.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. They work
Yeah.
with, all
Right,
ages.
right.
Yeah, so,
So, and again, it would be more than just talking. It would actually be a project that we would all work on.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
saying, I think they would be a good source
Yeah. So,
because that's what they do all the
right,
time.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we're not starting from scratch. All right, any questions about that? Okay. Our next meeting date in February, I guess, Lynn, that's a question for you and when the board is meeting.
Great
Yeah.
question. I really should have checked that before now, but give me 1 second.
Well,
The board meeting's on February 10th.
oh, good.
So this,
The 17th is a holiday. I don't know if people care about President's Day, but that is President's Day. And I don't know if that affects anybody in terms of,
being out of town.
being out of town or schedules or anything. But the 17th works for me if that works for other people. And that would be our normal schedule.
That work for everyone, or do you want to switch it?
Like it.
I can do it.
I think that works.
Okay, all right, then we are going to stick with the February 17th date.
I
Next,
should have,
go
I'll
ahead.
have them put it on the internal calendar, right? Or do you want it on the calendar?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we should say something about February 14th, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't mind, if we can throw one more thing out there, guys.
Please do.
So the church that we've been partnering with the last couple of years, for Juneteenth and things like that, we were just down there this Sunday. They do a thing on February 14th, so that's on a Friday. They're going to feed, what did they say, how many people?
1,000.
Right. So they like some volunteers. We'll kick in something financially to help support it, but we want to get the word out for volunteers for February 14th to go down there. And was that from this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
from
Oh yeah,
Sunday.
you took some pictures. So
I did.
Is
Oh,
this,
that's not right.
would this be
so-
during the day or?
yeah, so during the day on February 14th, down in Garfield Park to pass out food to seniors, essentially. So
I think we did that last year, right? Or
yeah, a
something
few
like
people
it.
I
did.
think we did.
Yeah, we went down there. It was, they really do it upright. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice. But it starts later than they tell you.
I think everything starts later than they tell you.
But yeah, a few of us went down last year. It was very nice.
Yeah, so we'd like to do that again this year, and maybe I'll be able to join you guys this year. I hope so. But so just wanted to let you guys know, and we'll get the word out to the community and see if we can get some folks to come down and help.
What time of day are we talking?
I don't have the exact thing, but I think it's around noontime, something like that.
We went down a little earlier and helped set up. And
Mhm.
then it was a combination of people actually coming in. It was like, we had like a cafeteria line where they came through and got food, and then other people packing up meals to take to, there's senior centers that were in the area. So I don't know if it'll be the same format or not, or something different.
Maybe similar. The location is slightly different. So
Right.
And here, this is the new website, because it's now called the Harvest. Oh God.
Harvest Ministries, I think.
Yes. Harvest Worship Center Ministries.
Hmm.
So And they, you can look them up on Facebook and
Since we're still talking some new business, Alan Green had emailed this week that I'm gonna say it wrong. Mayo Khatim.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, good. They are starting a new program on Thursday, every other Thursday. Let me see if I can find his email really quick. It's new volunteer opportunity. It's not really up exactly on their website yet, because I went on the website to try to get more information about it, and it doesn't seem as how he describes it, but he said it's every other Thursday, not every week. The next two dates are January 31st and February 13th. I guess they're baking Shabbat meals for people.
Oh,
So the food is actually packed in Chicago on Wednesday and brought north, meaning our area, on Thursday. Then individual items are then put together on Thursday. That's what they need the volunteers for, to put together these items. He says, and then somebody else will deliver them, or we could be volunteers to deliver as well. They need 3 to 4 people are needed for this activity, which takes place from 3 to 4 on Thursdays. There's not yet a link to register for packing, but
yeah, there's absolutely nothing on their website.
right. The only thing there is on their website is, because I did go look, is you could sign up to deliver. But you can't, but the sign up to actually pack the items on Thursday is
Yeah.
not there yet. So the third thing is, he said about 10 drivers are needed to deliver the food each time. There is a link to sign up for the deliveries. Anyways, he was just asking if we would like to advertise about this, I guess, to our community. I mean, it sounds like a great opportunity. I don't love the time and that it's 3 to 4, because not everybody can participate at those times, me
Is
included.
this what you're talking about every Wednesday?
No, so that one is not. So if you sign up to, hold on, go back up. Okay, Bobby Food Bank, yep, go down. Okay, so see here, join us by volunteering on Thursday afternoons. You'll learn more. See
But
where it says,
this is it.
it's
The Bobby
this.
Kira Food Bank.
Yes, but not the Wednesday part, the Thursday part.
Thursday.
So if you click on the learn more, not the sign up.
And
Yeah.
it's not on Devon. This is closer.
No, this one is on, this is the Wednesday sign up. So scroll down. Here we go. Every Thursday in the suburbs. This is the delivery part. There's also a separate part that should be to actually pack it that is not on here, which is why I had emailed him back and I said,
Oh,
it's not here yet.
yeah.
So
They need a volunteer for the website.
right. He said that he asked them to put, he's on the board. He said that he asked them to put a link. It's not there yet, so I don't feel like we could advertise it until
Yeah.
there's a way for us to sign up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring it up since he brought it up. Let's see, what else did we have that came late over email? Andy, I think Rich had something about
Yeah, the World Zionist
the World
Organization.
Zionist Congress that
So-
will need volunteers for that as well. I think we will wait for him to get more information on that exactly.
I can tell you a little bit about that. Just
Yeah.
that, every 5 years there's a World Zionist Congress, and we're asked every 5 years to get as many members to vote in the elections for who's going to that Congress as we can. And some years we've been really successful at this. What's at stake is $1 billion annually of funding that goes to organizations in Israel. So the more Reform Jewish voices we have, the more liberal Jewish voices we have, the more we have a say in how those things get done. So you can see this is the URJ's um, party, essentially. The Congress itself is a little bit like the Israeli Knesset. I think there's 22 slates running in this election. So, and out of those, there will be, coalition building and things like that. And it's a relatively recent phenomena that the reform movement and liberal voices have become very, very powerful in that group. So the reform movement has a large um, number of folks. There are other good parties. If you look through the 22, you'll see there, but only the reform one is particularly pointed at building Reform Judaism in Israel. But they'll work in coalition with, I'm sure there's a Green Party, and because there always has been in the past. And there's two or three others that are, um, you know, Jewish pluralistic parties. And so those will pull together into a coalition after the election. But in the run up to the election, we just are going to want to get the word out to our congregants and make it as easy as possible for them to go online and do the vote.
I also think, not unlike what we say about Olin Seg Ruby Union Institute, is that they pick representatives to the conference, and they're from the reform movement, and they're people we know. Rabbi Josh Weinberg. There's a lot of people from Chicago who go, and
Yeah.
just a
I've
high.
been on the slate in the past.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't been asked to be yet this time, but the slate, right, I don't remember how many delegates there are overall, but like 350, something like that. So, and the top 50 or so on the list will end up going if we're pretty successful in our voting. So, I'm down somewhere in the 200s or something. So I haven't been asked to actually attend in Jerusalem, but it's nice to be on the list.
Yes.
Anything else? Anything fun happen? Alice does a wonderful job at doing our notes, but we realize that we haven't been sending them out. Alice has just been sending them to us. I don't know. Should we send them out via email or put them on a Google folder? I don't know what you guys feel like. Is it good if we just have them, or is anyone going back and looking at them? Just wanted to get.
They should definitely be somewhere because, the whole history of the congregation told in notes like that. And
Right.
I'm not sure how all that stuff's happening in the digital age, but we used to keep all those notes and send them to the Jewish archives in Cincinnati. I'm sure they're figuring out ways to do that, in the digital age as well. So.
That more of a question for Holly then? To see.
No.
I like seeing them. Like I said, there's been a time or two where I've had to go back and listen to the meeting recording to get some information that I, wasn't paying good attention or didn't write something down. And it'd be easier if I had, if there were notes somewhere.
So I think there's a Tikkun Olam on our Google Drive, and I think it can live there. And if you want to send it out to people, that's certainly your purview. But I think the Google Drive is where it should be. And then, if I can direct Sharon or whoever it is to go there, and if you don't have access, I can get you access, I think.
Vanessa, so would that be something that I would be putting it on the Google Drive?
That's the only thing I don't know. It
Th-
might have to be me.
Okay, so,
But let me look into it.
okay,
But send me this month's, and then I'll see. We can work together to see if
Okay.
we can do it.
okay, Okay. Gotcha.
I think that was the last thing on our agenda, unless somebody has something else.
Good job.
All right, look at that. Really quick, I found a website this week called One Mitzvah a Day. I signed up for it and I get a text every morning that they try and basically thank somebody that has been, or inform, somebody that has been doing something to fight anti-Semitism. Or like the other day I got one to say like they're doing an investigation into Sarah Lawrence College because there's mass anti-Semitism on that campus, and to thank you for doing keep pushing on with your investigation and fight for that. So if anybody is interested in doing something fun,
Is that it?
that's it. You just text mitzvah to this number that they have listed, 844, or you could sign up that way. And they send you something. It is nonpartisan, so sometimes they're thanking people you might not necessarily agree with. But you don't have to thank them. It's up to you to go ahead and write the letter or read it, or you could just see what people are doing, whether
Yeah,
you agree with it or not.
I can't dig down and see what.
You
Like
can't, no, because they send it to you. You sign up and you
Yeah,
get
I know, but who's them?
Oh,
Like, is
oh,
this Aish? Is this some ortho?
no,
That's always my concern.
no, it's not. It's somebody who was an influencer
Oh.
who wanted to do something to help help fight the anti-Semitism and help fight pro-Israel causes after seeing everything that's been going on in the news.
I'll check it out and report back.
I saw it on Instagram, to tell you the truth.
That's where I see it coming up.
So, yeah, it was an influencer on Instagram who just started it. But so far I've gotten 2 texts. I just signed up for it this week.
Okay.
I just thought I would share.
Okay.
You don't have to write the letters if you don't like it, but I like knowing who is, helping out the cause.
Andy, do you have your hand up? I'll unmute you. Go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't have brought this up now but that made me think of this. So the last 2 years during counting of the Omer, I came up with this idea of every day being aware. It's really a personal thing. Every day being aware of something that I did that, made the world a little better. It might have just been picking up a piece of litter, but whatever it was, I wrote it down every day. So I have 2, it's not that easy, but anyway, it's something maybe we could think about just for more of a personal introspection and just a mindfulness thing. And, we have a little bit of time, but I found it beneficial for myself. So, it was a little bit, Sophia's thing made me think of it. So I'm sharing.
No, good.
And we can maybe do something on a bigger level, maybe shares, have a poster or on something that we post of ideas of what people have done, how we've all come together and, by our little deeds.
Yeah.
Difference.
I know people are very anti-Facebook right now. I see people are trying to find a different social media.
I don't use Facebook, so I don't even have to know. I mean,
I was just saying in our Tikkun Olam Facebook group, maybe we could post something that something that we did.
Yeah, or maybe have a thermometer or something on one of the bulletin boards, and I don't know.
Rabbi, isn't there a connection to Tehillim, Psalms, that you do a different psalm
For it's actually one psalm that you do every day for 49 days, Psalm
Yeah, okay.
67.
I was close.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe we could do something with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about, that maybe we could do some good deeds.
Okay. And on that note of good deeds, if no one has anything else, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
Thanks.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Alright,
you.
See you next month.
Stay
Good
warm.
night.
Good night.
I
Right.
I won't be here next month,
Okay.
but I'll try to get someone to
We'll
come.
miss you. If you come to Torah study, it's in person this weekend.
Oh, I don't, but I'm usually doing clinic escort on Saturday morning.
All right. Bye.
Bye.